Ethics in mental health practice is a critical aspect of providing effective, respectful, and compassionate care. Ethical standards ensure that mental health professionals conduct themselves in a manner that protects the dignity, rights, and well-being of their clients while maintaining the trust of the public. Practitioners in this field have a profound responsibility not only to provide effective care, but to do so in a way that adheres to moral principles. These principles govern the way in which they engage with clients, colleagues, and the wider community, ensuring that their actions promote positive mental health outcomes while avoiding harm. One of the fundamental ethical principles in mental health practice is respect for autonomy. Autonomy refers to a person's right to make their own decisions about their life, including their mental health treatment. For example, clients have the right to make informed decisions about the care they receive, which includes understanding the potential risks and benefits of treatment options. Mental health practitioners are obligated to ensure that clients are fully informed and capable of making these decisions. This includes providing information in a manner that is clear, comprehensive, and tailored to the client's level of understanding, thereby allowing them to exercise their autonomy fully. Beneficence, the obligation to act in the best interests of the client, is another core ethical principle in mental health practice. Mental health professionals must prioritize the well-being of their clients and take steps to ensure that their actions lead to positive outcomes. This involves using the best available evidence to guide treatment, employing interventions that are most likely to be effective, and continually evaluating the progress of care. Practitioners must also advocate for their clients' needs, ensuring that they receive the support and resources they require to improve their mental health. For example, if a client is struggling with a mental health disorder that requires specialized treatment, a mental health professional must advocate for access to the appropriate services. Non-maleficence, or the principle of do no harm, is a cornerstone of ethical practice in mental health care. Mental health professionals must avoid causing harm to their clients either through their actions or inactions. This means that practitioners must carefully consider the potential risks of any intervention and strive to minimize these risks as much as possible. For example, if a particular treatment carries a risk of adverse effects, the practitioner must weigh these risks against the potential benefits and, if necessary, seek alternative approaches. Furthermore, practitioners must be vigilant about maintaining boundaries and avoiding any form of exploitation or abuse, which can cause significant harm to vulnerable individuals. Confidentiality is another key ethical principle in mental health practice. Clients must feel confident that their personal information will be kept confidential and that their privacy will be respected. This principle is critical for building trust between the client and the practitioner, as it enables clients to share sensitive information without fear of it being disclosed to others. Mental health professionals are bound by legal and ethical standards to keep information shared in therapy private, except in situations where disclosure is required by law or where the client's safety is at risk. For example, if a client expresses thoughts of self-harm or harm to others, the practitioner has a duty to report these concerns to ensure the safety of the individual and others, even if this breaches confidentiality. Justice is another fundamental ethical principle in mental health practice, emphasizing fairness and equality. Practitioners must ensure that all clients are treated with fairness, respect, and dignity, regardless of their background, socioeconomic status, or mental health condition. This principle is particularly important in addressing disparities in access to mental health care and ensuring that resources are distributed equitably. Mental health professionals must work to eliminate biases, stereotypes, and discrimination from their practice, recognizing that all individuals deserve equal access to effective care. This also involves advocating for marginalized or underserved populations who may face barriers to accessing mental health services. The principle of integrity is vital for mental health professionals, as it ensures that they act honestly and with transparency in all aspects of their practice. Integrity involves being truthful with clients about their diagnosis, treatment options, and the potential outcomes of different approaches. For example, a mental health professional must clearly explain the nature of a mental health disorder, the treatment plan, and any associated risks, ensuring that the client has a clear understanding before proceeding with care. Integrity also involves maintaining professional boundaries, avoiding conflicts of interest, and upholding the ethical standards set by professional organizations and regulatory bodies. Ethical practice also requires mental health professionals to continuously engage in professional development and stay informed about new research, treatment modalities, and ethical guidelines. The field of mental health is constantly evolving, and practitioners must keep their knowledge and skills up to date to provide the best possible care. This commitment to lifelong learning ensures that professionals remain competent and capable of delivering effective treatments that align with the latest ethical standards. Regular supervision, peer review, and participation in professional networks also support ethical practice by providing opportunities for reflection, feedback, and guidance. Ethical dilemmas are common in mental health practice, as practitioners often face situations where the best course of action is not immediately clear. These dilemmas may arise when the interests of the client conflict with professional guidelines, or when the practitioner must balance competing ethical principles. For example, a mental health professional may encounter a situation where maintaining confidentiality conflicts with the need to prevent harm to the client or others. In such cases, the practitioner must carefully consider all factors, seek guidance from colleagues or supervisors, and make decisions that prioritize the well-being and safety of the client. Ethical decision-making models can be helpful in navigating these complex situations, providing a structured approach to resolving dilemmas. Another important aspect of ethical mental health practice is ensuring informed consent. Informed consent is the process through which clients are given all necessary information about their treatment and agree to proceed voluntarily. This process respects the client's autonomy and ensures that they are fully aware of the nature of their treatment, including any potential risks and benefits. For example, a mental health professional must explain the goals of therapy, the expected duration, and any possible side effects of medications or interventions. Informed consent should be obtained at the beginning of the treatment process and revisited periodically to ensure that the client's understanding remains clear and that they continue to agree to the course of treatment. The ethics of mental health practice are not only about maintaining professional standards, but also about creating a culture of trust, respect, and care. By adhering to ethical principles, mental health professionals ensure that they are providing the best possible care for their clients while protecting their rights and dignity. These principles guide every aspect of the practitioner's work, from assessment and treatment planning to ongoing evaluation and professional development. Ethical practice fosters a positive therapeutic relationship, promotes client empowerment, and ensures that mental health care remains a force for good in the lives of those who need it most.